the Slovakian team had canceled my contract, so I still took the flight to Sweden anyways. I got there and was on tour, I guess you would call it, for like about a month and a half. Living on my buddy's couch, getting tryouts other places. Ended up calling back to North America and trying to see what was available back here. I called, my buddy Parkhouse, who's in Port Huron at the time. They had a pretty full and solid team, so I called Andre Nietzsche in Berlin. I figured that'd be a good team and an easy team to talk to and get on. And I was invited to free agent camp. So then I contacted Dave Lund with the Danbury Titans, usually a pretty prestigious organization in the league. And he asked me, what it would take to get me there. So it just kind of worked itself out, and I ended up flying back to California and then driving across country all the way to Danbury, Connecticut a few weeks later.
The Brewster Bulldogs folded, and then there was a dispersal draft, and my coach, David Lund, went and became the head coach of Danbury, and then he drafted me to the Danbury Titans.
I was released from the SB from a tryout, and just made a phone call. They were on my way home, so I called them, and I ended up trying out there, and I stuck there.
We lived together at 34 Hillendale. Me and Graham both had our own rooms, and then Dalton, being a rookie, had to live in the basement with, I think, a couple of Russians at the time. There was a couple people in and out of there, so he kind of got the short end of the stick. But it was nice. I think me, Daltz, and Graham became best friends through living in that house.
There was like 8 of us in this house, but it was a very big house. But besides the Russians that were living with us, me, Alex, and Matt, and a couple of the other guys, like, we just hung out all the time. We did everything together. We go eat every day together, which kind of killed the bank account. But we'd always just hang out, and it was a close house, and I think that's where that friendship stemmed from, just living together and being with each other all the time and doing everything together.
We would go out to lunch every single day together. We'd go to the rink together. Johnny actually had his own car, but the Russians were always asking for rides because we nixed that pretty quick. And then Johnny basically just loaned them his car and let them take his car whenever they wanted, and it was kind of theirs to use at their own will. And Johnny would just hop in with us every day.
It began with the Russians. They constantly wanted rides everywhere, so I would have to give them rides everywhere, and then it became, here, just take my keys. And then me, Daltz, and Matt all rode together every day to the rink. We basically did everything together that year.
The day before the first game, I think Johnny ended up tearing his MCL, and he was out for a few weeks. So I never got to play with Johnny up front and forward and during that time. And then Daltz, he played a lot with Dean Yakura at first. And then once Christmas rolled around, I started playing with Daltz and Taylor Bourne.
He plays the same way now as he did back then. He may have been a little bit faster back then because he was a little bit younger, but he plays the same way. He's played the same way all these years. He's just very easy to play with. If you're in the right spot, he's going to be a facilitator. He's going to try and get you the puck. But back then it was, I could get him the puck and he would score a couple of goals too. But it was very easy. Even with our line mate Bourne, us three, we were quick and we moved the puck, and it didn't matter who scored or not. It was just we were connecting all over the ice. It was pretty easy.
The Titans fold that summer. I get an email from Bruce Bennett and David Lund, the coach and the owner, basically saying that they ceased operations for financial reasons, I guess. And then I made a call to Parkhouse immediately. He got me in touch with Joe Pace Sr. And then I talked to Joe Pace Sr. quite a bit over the next few weeks. They had the dispersal draft, and then I ended up getting picked by Port Huron in that. He asked me who he should take next, and I said Alex Johnson would be a good choice.
Brandon Parkhouse, Graham's best friend growing up, was on Port Huron, and he was telling Joe Pace Sr., who was the coach at the time, who to pick from our team, and Graham told Parkhouse that he needed to pick me. So in the second round, he decided to pick me, and luckily he picked me, and I'm still happily here in Port Huron.
I ended up being drafted by Carolina in the dispersal draft.
And then, a few weeks later into the season, we traded Matt Beer for Dalton Jay. So
played a quick six to 8 games in Carolina, and we were at a bowling, just a team bowling event thing, and Graham was texting me, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Bowling." What's up with you guys? And he's like, "Would you come play in Port Huron?" And I was like, "Hey, you guys are here, so like, I mean, yeah, why not? Like, you guys are there. Like, sounds like a fun time." And he's like, "No, like, I need to know yes or no. Like, would you come here?" And I said, "Yeah, like, I'll come." And he's like, "All right, cool." And then like, about an hour later, he texts me back. He's like, "How's bowling?" I said, "Pretty good." He's like, "Just so you know, you're on the trading block and you're probably coming here." Sure enough, the next morning, get called by Andre Nietzsche, and he's like, "Yeah, I traded you to Port Huron. This is what's happening." And I was on my way up here.
When you think about it, like all the teams that you've ever been a part of and stuff like that, you never know which guys in the team you're going to be friends with forever. You never know which guys that you're just never going to talk to again either, right? So I mean, like if I look back, even to like my college days, like guys on those teams that like I haven't talked to since then. Guys that I have, like I have a buddy who comes to Silver Stick and he coaches a team, and I see him every once in a while. But yeah, I mean, like Dalt's obviously living in town now. He's one of the guys that like we're constantly hanging out with and doing things with. In the summer we were in golf league together, and then Johnny was in my wedding last or 2 summers ago. So I mean, it's they're lifelong friendships for sure.
I've made so many friends through hockey so far, and like it's just great to have those ones that I know are like ride or die with me until the end of our careers. Really, I think I'll be playing with Dalton and Matt till we're all done playing, and it's been a heck of a ride so far, and I look to continue keeping this going. And I wouldn't want to win a championship with anybody else. I think that's the one thing we've yet to accomplish together. So I think this year is that year.
I really don't know, like looking back on it, like where I would be if it wasn't for them getting me here. Like I could be playing down in Mississippi. I could be playing in Baton Rouge. Who knows? I might not even be playing hockey anymore. But it's those connections that you create that last a lifetime. And as you can tell, like me, Johnny, and Matt, we created that friendship, and it's helped us be here, and hopefully bring a championship back to Port Huron.